Hi, chicas and chicos. My name is Tommy, simply Tommy, and I am a senior division leader here at Park Lane, and I'm super excited to be with you this evening and just to tell you a little bit about my journey with Park Lane. So, I want to talk to you guys from the standpoint of working with Park Lane, going through transitions because that's my story and I want to share it with you right now. And I want to do that through actually just sharing my story with you. So, first and foremost, I am retired military. I retired last January 2022. I am a single mom and I have a son who is 17. He is getting ready to graduate from high school in May. So, needless to say, I have gone through and am still going through some transitions as I'm preparing to be an empty nester. And my journey with Park Lane actually started in November of 2020. I was invited by a friend to just come to her party. She was hosting a party with another friend, Lindsay Callos, who is now my mentor. But at the time, they were hosting a party, and it was November of 2022. And during that time, I was at my busiest. I think you guys remember what was going on in 2020. We're in the height of COVID and we were isolated, we were locked down. So, and the world was just stressful, and my job was stressful. I was actually running the crisis action team. I was the director of that for the Air Force. Bottom line, it was for the Air Force. We were doing it at an operational level here in San Antonio. So, I was working 24/7 ops, which means that I was working 7 days a week on call 24 hours a day. On Sundays, I was briefing a two-star general about what was going on with people being stuck literally all over the world, what was going on with families. I was the conduit for all of that to relate to my general, and I would have to get everything together on a Saturday and Sunday right after church, meet with him Sunday afternoon, then be up at 6 a.m. for him to brief his boss at 7 a.m., who was located at the Pentagon, a three-star general. So, can you say stressful? That is where I was. It was just a rough time. I know a lot of us, regardless of our experience or what we were doing, it was just a very rough time. So when my girlfriend invited me to her party, guess what? I didn't show up. I did not show up. However, my girlfriend ended up reaching out to me, and her being a really good friend, all she did was say, "Hey, are you going to order from my party?" That is it. I did not know Lindsay, who was the stylist. All I knew was my friend. So that is one thing to always remember, the power of the hostess. So my girlfriend reached out to me, and because she's a good friend and I wanted to support her, I made sure that I placed an order. I did not know what the special that we had, an everyday special. I didn't know any of that. I looked at that book and went, boom, 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 let me get this. Ordered it, and like 7 days later, I received the most beautiful jewelry. I was very surprised. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what I ordered. I loved it. Now, Lindsay, being the amazing stylist she is, she actually reached out to me about the time I received my jewelry, and I told her how much I liked it. And I was like, yeah, you guys have another party? I'm in, because this is 2020. I knew that in 2022 that I would be retiring. I already had that. So that's the other thing about transitions. Usually we're all planning for the future, whether we're planning on saving money for a trip, whether we're planning on those big transitions in life, we're all planning for something. Most people are, right? So I knew I did not wear much jewelry because I had a uniform on every day, but I was preparing to be a civilian. That's what we call it, a civilian. So I wanted to plan for my civilian attire. And I was like, yeah, I'll go to that party, which happened to be my friend's sister party. Now, her party, I actually tuned in. I listened to everything that Lindsay said, and she was like, yeah, 2 regular price items, lowest price, 4 half off. And I was like, yes. Oh, and I get a bonus? Oh my gosh, this I can get for half off. I loved it. So I sent her a huge wish list, just like she requested. And guess what? She ended up coming back and said, Tommi, your list is long. We're going to have a party for you. Now, she didn't ask me. She told me. Me being military, when I'm directed with something, I just said, okay. And we did that at the end of January. When we did my party, oh my gosh, it was so fun. I already told you guys, I was a very busy life. I was working 7 days a week. But being able to have my phone and connect with people, that was the beauty of it. It was at a time when there wasn't much talking. It was just working and there wasn't much connection. So I actually got a chance to connect with people I hadn't talked to in months, and some of them in years. I hadn't talked to them in years. I just invited them to my party, and we all spent that next 30 to 45 minutes laughing and commenting on stuff. It was amazing. I loved it. Do you know what I felt? I felt peace. So when Lindsay said, hey, I think you need to do this, I actually had to really pause and go, should I? Now, that is the other thing about transitions and when things are happening in life. Sometimes things you would never consider end up becoming an option. So for me, I always said, I've never sold anything in my life, guys. I've never sold anything. Now, Park Lane has an amazing direct appoint program that if you actually have had some sort of experience and you have built some level of a team, you can come in at a higher level or a higher rank. I had none of that. I actually used to make this joke that said, hey, if I have to sell something to eat, I'm going to starve to death. Clearly, I'm not starving to death. But that's just how much it was so far out of my thought process and definitely my comfort zone. Never would have thought about doing this. But everything aligned, and my why had to do with, oh my gosh, I'm super busy. This is giving me peace. This is giving me the connection that I need right now. I loved it. I loved it. So I don't know, maybe you are that person who was extremely busy like me, that was going, and this would allow you to take that pause. Or maybe you're that mother with the kids and doing all the things, and this would give you that community. I love the community. Again, being in the military, I'm used to a brother and a sisterhood, right? And Park Lane, not only did they provide that, it actually surpassed that. Like, to be in an environment where everyone wants you to win, for them to give us the tools that we have to make sure that we succeed, it was amazing. Like, I was blown away with how much Park Lane would care and would cheer you on, and that you actually get to touch and talk to leadership. These weren't people who were so far above that you could never ever speak to them. Everyone, if I reached out to anyone, and at that time, I didn't know anything about ranks, anything. All I knew is that I'm having fun, and I needed fun. I'm having peace, and I need peace. I'm getting to get cute, and I needed to look cute because your girl was dragging. I was dragging, and I started showing up on camera with lipstick on and dressing, and my troops were going, girl. Well, they didn't say girl. They said ma'am. They were like, ma'am, where you going? Nowhere. I'm here. It changed my entire mood and everything. So that is the essence of when you actually go into this, right? So next, I ended up joining. I said yes. It was the perfect timing for me at that time in the very beginning of February 2021. I hosted my first party the following week. Yeah, it might have been the following week or the following 4 days. And I did 2 back-to-back parties. I asked my girlfriends. I actually said, hey, who will do this for me? So they were like, yeah, I'll do it for you, Tommi. And it was amazing. It was stressful, but it wasn't the stress that I was dealing with on a daily basis. It was an exciting stress. Like afterwards, I felt so fulfilled, so just relaxed. It felt so good. And I was like, I actually like this. I really like this, to the point that my other thing is that I had anywhere from 30 to 40 people working with for me in the military. I made a point of telling my mentor, Lindsay, I am not building a team. I don't want to sponsor anybody. This is fun for me. I'll let you know if anybody else wants to do this. It will not be me. So guess what? Someone ended up saying, Tommi, it looks like you're having fun. My new friend, met her from a party. She said, I want to do this too. Oh my gosh. Long story short, my mentor convinced me, Tommi, you need to do this. Go ahead. And so I did. And this was February. By May, June, guess what, guys? Just from working my business, just from having fun, just from getting this peace, just from building community, I ended up getting the Mercedes car program. And then quickly following the Mercedes car program, I ended up promoting to area. And I'm going to be honest, all of this was strictly by accident. It was like I didn't know. Thankfully, I had an amazing upline, Lindsay, who was tracking these things that I didn't even know to track. So every time I was going to hit a milestone, she was like, Tommi, this is about to happen. Let's do this. Let's game plan. Okay, what do I need to do? Because being coachable is very important. If you follow and do the things will happen. So by the end of the summer, again, I had already gotten the Mercedes car program. So with the Mercedes car program, I didn't know anything about this, but it is so amazing because once you get into the Mercedes car program, you actually can, you're never out of it. And you can earn either you can take the actual car, you can get the lease for the car, or you can take the money. My cars are completely paid off. I like my cars. I took the money. Who wouldn't want $500 a month, right? An additional $500 a month. So that's what I ended up getting as I worked my business, right? So then I ended up promoting to area. And when this happened, I remember when Lindsay was like, girl, guess what you're about to do? Like, what? You're about to earn Aruba. I said, what? So when I came in, they were talking about a trip to, at that time, I think it was Key West. I had no idea what it was. I didn't even think about it. This was nowhere on my radar. And then they said, hey, we're going to do Aruba. Nowhere on my radar. I didn't focus on any of these things. What I did was I diligently worked my business. I would spend, For me, I became the queen of power hour. I loved diving in that 1 hour a week. That 1 hour a day. And the amazing thing is that, again, you had top leaders who were on this call that you could talk to, that you could glean from, that you could learn from. And when they said, hey, this is what I'm doing, guess what? I did that. All I did was do what they were doing, and it ended up producing, and I got Aruba. It blew my mind. I've never earned anything. I've never won anything. That was phenomenal. It was amazing. So with Aruba, Park Lane does two trips a year. They do 2 earned trips a year, and you might not even earn it. You might win it. Like, they offer opportunities for working your business for you to actually win trips. And I've skipped ahead, guys. I haven't even talked to the fact that I got these RRCs. These are rich rewards. So, being brand new to all of this, I ended up meeting a lot more people who did direct sales and not knowing, because Park Lane is the first time I've ever worked in this at all. I started as a fashion director. In February of 2021, I was a fashion director. I was not a part of the executive team. I was a fashion director at the very beginning of what you can be, earning 30%, which was amazing. It was amazing because at that point I was addicted. But I did not have to even use my own money to buy all the jewelry I wanted, because I started getting these rich rewards, which meant that I earned upwards to $1,100, anywhere from $850 to $1,100 or $1,250 in jewelry a month. And I learned how to smartly use that to be able to gift my customers, to be able to make it work for my hostesses. It was crazy. And I just couldn't believe it. It really seemed like it was too good to be true, but it was no kidding true. So then when I earned Aruba, I, at that point, was getting ready to retire from the military. So this amazing business that was nothing but peace and joy for me and community for me, then it needed to be more. It ended up needing to be financially, I needed it to be more of a financial experience for me. Because when I retired, I went down to a third of my income. And anyone that has ever lost a job, changed a job, or even retired, that's a lot of planning that you have to do and a lot of pivoting, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I love to travel. I like the lifestyle that I have become accustomed to. And I was going down into things and having to do things that I hadn't had to do as much before. I had to budget more strictly. I had to make sure that everything is good. And I started having other stressors like, oh my gosh, my son is going to be a senior. He's going to want to go to college. How is this going to look? So the unknown of this transition was weighing on me. But you know what Park Lane did for me, of having this and at that time I used to call it my side hustle, of having this as my side hustle? It gave me stability that I didn't even know that I needed. So when January of 22 came of last year, and I did not receive a check, I did not receive a check. We don't get a check. When we first retired from the military, I didn't get a retirement check. I got nothing. They always say, hey guys, plan for it. You're not going to get anything that first month. Instead of me being stressed out, instead of me having to dip into savings that I really didn't want to have to do, you know what? My business actually not only sustained me, but it actually surpassed because I worked it like this, it actually surpassed what I normally would have made in the military, guys. It did. And so for that first 5 months of me being retired, I saw no difference in my pay. Actually, I made more with my retirement and what I was doing with Park Lane because I was concentrating on it. So for me, my why of being in Park Lane and working my business, it changed. It went from, hey, I'm doing this for the peace, to, oh my gosh, I found this amazing community, to, oh my gosh, I need more financial freedom and security because I'm retired, to, okay, now what ended up happening is that in June of 2022, I was offered a job back with the Space Force because Again, having had over 20, I retired after 23 years, and having had over 23 years of experience and the many different things that I had done for the military, I was requested by someone I'd worked for before to actually come and work for him to help with the standing up of the Space Force, of some programs in the Space Force. And so I ended up saying yes. I said yes. And honestly, I think I said yes because it was comfortable, because I knew the military, I knew the government, I knew how it worked. So I said, okay, I'm still going to work my business, but I wanted that, what I thought at that time, I wanted that level of security. So I actually have been working with the Space Force since then. And I love the fact, another thing that you get from being with Park Lane and in this business is that you can fit it into every facet of your life. So I never missed a beat. I went straight back from, hey, working 24/7 operations to building my business to getting very steady with my business as I was working towards retirement to being completely retired and working months and really pushing it and filling those gaps to then starting another career and still maintaining my business. And so over this last year, because now it's February, right? So I've been working it for 8 months. What I've honestly found, guys, I found that I miss just working my business. As much as I love the mission of being in the Air Force and then going into the Space Force, which has been amazing because, hey, I've been at the forefront of some really cool new things. It hasn't fed my soul. Where my passion has lied, continues to lie, and that is with serving women. I love to serve, and I found that serving my customers and working for them and with them, that is where my heart is. So I'm actually leaving my job in the Space Force on the 28th of April. And guys, I don't make a little money. I actually do pretty well. So to do this and to go all in with Park Lane in my business again, it is, it's a step of faith, but it is one that I am so excited about because I have seen what working this business can do. Number one, I have already seen the financial freedom that it can give. Number two, I have already seen the community that's built here. I've already seen what the leaders do to help us to succeed, and especially this amazing company. And number three, guys, the peace. That is the difference. I was back to needing that space of peace when I went back into my other job. And Park Lane has given me not only that, but I realized that that is the freedom that I need every single day. So am I going to say, hey, working your own business is easy? Absolutely not. You have to work with intention. And I always tell my team this, and we tell each other this, and that is consistency and persistence. Those are the things that you need. And then you got to add in that coachability. That is what you need in order to definitely succeed. And it is so possible. And the rewards are so amazing here. Now I'm going to look to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Okay. I already told you guys that I earned Aruba within my, the first 7 months of being at Park Lane. We went on that trip last September. Guess where I just came from, guys? I just came from Hawaii. I came from Kona, Hawaii. It was amazing. Guess where I'm going this September, or whenever it is? I'm sure it's in September. I'm going to Cabo San Lucas. I earned that as well. Guess what I'm working towards right now, everyone? I'm working towards Paris. I believe it. It's just something, it is something that's so amazing about being part of this team, of how they not only help you build your business, they help you build your mindset. They help you build where you can see, I love it when Tish always says, blue sky big. You are able to see it. And I say limitless. I say limitless of the possibilities, because guess what? I don't say the sky's the limit anymore, guys, because I work with space. Now I know that there's a lot more beyond the sky. So we say it is limitless opportunities here at Park Lane. And I'm so glad that I said yes when Lindsay Callows, and I consulted with a lot of friends because I went outside my comfort zone and I said yes. And it was the best decision I ever made, because not only have I changed my life, I see, and this is the best part, I actually see other women's lives that I've been able to change, their families that I've been able to change because I said yes. I've been able to see how they've built their business, either financially, with their confidence, with their peace, all of the things that I needed for myself. I am able to see that with them. So I want to end with this. If you are someone who still on the fence, that you don't know if you can do this, please just give it a try. I tell this to people every single day. You have nothing to lose by trying. What is the worst case that can happen? You spend $99, guys, $99. Some of us, or some people, spend that much within the first month of just ordering Starbucks, maybe even more than that. Spend $99 to invest in yourself, because we are always our number one investment. And then you get $500 worth of jewelry. Let's be clear. You're getting $500 worth of jewelry. And you get an amazing coach, a mentor who is going to help you build your business and move it forward, and to be whatever it is you want it to be. There really is no lose-lose. All you're going to do is win. Whether it's, hey, I tried it out, I don't think it's for me, or hey, I tried it out, I got a paycheck, this is great. There is really no losing. And I just encourage every person that has watched this far to please go ahead, give it a try. Talk to the person that invited you here. You can reach out to me. What I love is that we are, this team is totally in, and you can talk to anyone. And we're here to encourage and to answer any questions that you have. And make sure whoever invited you, definitely talk to them about some of these things, to talk to them about how you can build a business, whether you want to make an extra $200 a month, an extra $2,000 a month. The possibilities are totally within your grasp. Whether you're working full time, whether you're retired, whether you're about to be an empty nester, whether you're pivoting and you're going back to another job, Park Lane can help be a part of all of that, and can be that stability that you may need, like it was for me. So I've enjoyed being here with you guys today, and I hope that you guys got something out of it as well. I appreciate you. All right, you guys have a good night. Bye.